Waco, Texas, 1953. An F5 tornado touches down in downtown Waco, killing 114 people, injuring 597 people. To date, this is the deadliest known tornado in Texas. Goliad, Texas, 1902. A tornado touches down, again killing 114 people, injuring 250 people. To date, this is the second deadliest known tornado on Texas record. Most people are terrified when they hear the word tornado. More often than not, it's because they've been misinformed as to the severity and preparative manners that you can take to protect yourself from these storms. So today we're going to walk you through the different stages of the storms, from your basic storm to your tornadic weather. Looking to my diagram on the right, you'll notice in the top left corner we have your average storm. This is a storm that you see most every day. This is a storm, very scattered cloud coverage, sometimes grayish. It usually produces a light amount of rain and low level wind, typical of your spring weather, summer weather. But these storms have also been known to create tornadoes. More often than not, they just dissipate before that happens. But that is not to say they cannot develop into tornadic weather. Moving along to our thunderstorms, you can see that a thunderstorm is basically your random storm that has been intensified slightly. You'll notice that there's an hourglass shape to a thunderstorm. Very, very wispy clouds. It looks like it could float away at any minute. Normally they're accompanied by higher level winds, some hail, lots of lightning and thunder, but most often heavy rain. These thunderstorms can also produce tornadoes. More often than not, they will fizzle away before anything happens as well. But sometimes thunderstorms can turn into a supercell, which we see here. Supercells are a thunderstorm that have been intensified by heavy wind. Lots of inflow, lots of outflow. Inflow meaning the influx of wind into the storm, and outflow being the wind that's pushed out from the storm. If you'll notice, there is an overhang on the front of this storm. This is called your anvil cloud. The anvil cloud shows that there is a high level of updraft and downdraft on the front of this storm. That means there's hot weather pushing up the side of the storm and cold weather slipping over the hot weather, which creates a flanking line out to the front of the storm. This is where we will talk about the tornado develops later on. Most of the time you will see cumulonimbus clouds in a supercell. Cumulonimbus clouds are very tight clusters of clouds all over the side of a storm. These frequently look like cauliflower. You'll notice at the top of this supercell there are clouds that breach the top of the storm. These are called overshooting tops. This shows there's a high level of wind pushing up to the middle of your storm, puncturing the top and expanding upward. This is where you will find your column of air that will create a tornado. With that being said, we'll move along to our tornado diagram and we'll talk about a few misconceptions. Shelf clouds, which are shown here, are normally very loosely laden clouds all over the bottom of a storm. These are called scud clouds as well. These are often misinterpreted as your wall clouds. More often than not, there will be heavy precipitation under shelf clouds. You won't see a lot of precipitation where your tornado forms. This is where your wall cloud will develop under what's called the rain-free base. What you'll see before a tornado touches down is a cone shape of clouds dropping from your wall cloud. This is called a funnel cloud. Most funnel clouds do not develop into a tornado. In order to become a tornado, funnels have to touch the ground. Most of the time, before this happens, a funnel cloud will dissipate and disappear. There are 6 categories to a tornado. Your F0 is your smallest. It usually has 65 to 85 mile per hour winds, or basic straight line winds. They increase in category from 1 to 5. 1 creating light damage, 2, 3, and 4 are mid-range, which can do anything from remove a roof to flatten your house. F5s are the worst by far, with wind speeds of over 200 miles per hour. This is when you will see houses removed from foundations. And you will also notice that an F5 can remove asphalt from the roads. There have not been very many F5s in Texas, but they do happen. To find out more about tornadic weather and severe storms, you can visit the following websites: www.noaa.gov, which is NOAA.gov, or you can visit www.weather.gov.